Pokemon has a vast roster of monsters, and with the release of Sun and Moon, the total count was increased to over 800. As with anything, there are the good and the bad, and then what I want to talk about today, the really bad. As it turns out, not all Pokemon were created equal. Some got the better end of the stick, while the others just really suck. So today, I thought why not sit down and take a look at 5 Pokemon that I wish didn't suck so much. Obviously, I'm not trying to insult your favorite Pokemon, but if I end up doing so, just know that it came from a place of love. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Rolling, I can never get enough. I've been up too long and I way too drunk, but we straight up in it and we feeling.
Okay, so first up is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, Farfetchd. I don't know why, I've just always been so fond of it. It's a cute little duck with a celery sword, and I mean, who can resist that? But as much as I love it, it's just so bad. It's severely outclassed by every starting bird, and especially in Kanto with Pidgeot. Its defenses are pitiful, and it's slower than me trying to run down the block. If it's not going to have an evolution, at least buff its stats a little bit. Please, I'm begging you. Gen 7 kind of did Farfetchd a favor with a minuscule attack buff, but its attack going from 65 to 90 doesn't really make a difference when all the enemy Pokemon has to do is sneeze on it and it's dead. And its hold item, Stick, doesn't do it much justice either. I guess an improvement in crit is okay, but again, it would help Farfetchd more if it didn't die so easily. Not to mention its move pool was less than impressive for several generations. I'm not saying it has to be some kind of tank, but I'd like to see it either A, get some defenses to live a hit, or B, get fast enough to get the hit off. It is a bird after all. The only time Dunsparce should ever not be on a list about Pokemon that suck is never. When thinking about bad Pokemon, Dunsparce comes to mind every single time. Again, it's a really cool Pokemon and could potentially be really useful as a stun or a status bot with its Serene Grace ability. But again, as most things on this list, its problem lies within its stats. Its defenses are laughable and its speed is terrible. I'm not saying it needs amazingly OP defenses, but at least make it to where it doesn't get murdered. It's not a terrible Pokemon, but it definitely has a need for improvement if you want to actually have fun using it. Alright, so I want you to close your eyes and picture a cactus. Okay, now that you've done that, I'm going to describe this cactus as a Pokemon. Are you ready? Alright, so it's green, has spikes, and is a grass type. Is this your Pokemon? Probably, because everyone remembers Cacturne. But you know who everyone seems to forget? This one. There's another cactus Pokemon that's often overlooked named Maractus. Stat-wise, this is probably one of the only ones that doesn't have terrible stats, but is just outclassed in the 5th gen games, inspiring no one to use it. Like, why would I pick this up when I can just get a Lilligant, who's faster and hits harder with literally the same typing? Granted, Maractus has arguably a better learn set, as it learns Petal Dance at level 38, while Lilligant gets it at level 50, but that's not the point. I'm not exactly sure how they could buff Maractus to make it more desirable, but I'd like to see maybe a higher speed or at least a few extra defense points. Alright, so Stantler doesn't necessarily suck, but he does. For once, we have a Mon whose stats aren't complete trash, but Stantler's problem lies within its move pool. In the Generation 2 games, its use was literally to either stomp or take everything down, maybe landing a Hypnosis or two here and there, and if you had the TM for Nightmare, then you could maybe make him work, but at the end of the day, it really wasn't enough. He's a really cool Pokemon and I love him to death, but god does he suck. And finally, we have Armaldo. Armaldo is another Pokemon I wouldn't really say sucks, but rather is just severely outclassed by its fossil counterpart, Credilli. It's like, why would you go to McDonald's when there's a Wendy's right next to it? Credilli is like the older brother of Armaldo, and he's just stuck living in its shadow. Credilli's rock grass typing is better against the remainder of the important trainers you'll have to face in Hoenn, and it gets better resistances too. Really, his only saving grace is his monstrous attack stat, but I still think Credilli has the power to outclass him. I'm glad they've shown my boy Armaldo some love in the newer generations though. I actually ended up picking its fossil in my original playthrough, so I think all the cool people went this route anyway. Also, I mean, design-wise, I'm not saying Armaldo is better, but I'm saying at least he doesn't look like he belongs on the back of a Spencer's. If you're under 18 and you get that joke, what are your parents doing? Anyway, let's move on to the outro. Alright, that's gonna wrap up today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, remember to hit the like button as it is greatly appreciated. Subscribe for more Pokemon content, and feel free to check out any of my other videos. Also, feel free to comment down in the comment section, let me know what Pokemon you think suck and would like to see a buff to. I'm always interested in seeing your answers, and I swear if I see anyone say Wooper down there, I'm gonna be very angry. That's not incentive to comment Wooper. Stop! Alright, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.